So, this is a very exciting thing to be talking about. You've got Kelly and Sharon here talking about your steps for team building for success. So, this little quick video that we're doing right now is all about assisting you, giving you a visual to be the most successful in building your Manatech business using youth parties.
hmm Very exciting times we're in, Sharon.
It is, isn't it?
It is, very much so.
So this next step Kelly's going to go through is, your first step into starting your business is to do a little bit of practice with someone about how to inviting. Now, scripts aren't meant to be really tight, but if you practice this and put your own essence into it, it gives you the basics of what you need to do to get going.
Yep. And these, it's worth pointing out too, Sharon, that these are proven scripts. I mean, the first one there is a Danny Johnson script that she's used for years. And that second one you've probably all heard is from our very own Bo Short. So we highly encourage everyone to be using these.
And they're really, if you, one thing that you can do is just practice with family, or people are known to practice with teddy bears or your best friend, and just get it to it's natural and a real natural flow for you. And you know what? You don't have to
Yeah.
be perfect at first, especially, a lot of your first people that you're going to be talking to, you're wanting them to support you in having the most success in starting your business. So
Yeah.
this next
Yeah.
step is how to get going with your party guide. So this is kind of like a cheat sheet. So one thing that's really important
Mm.
in your Manatech business is to be duplicable. So that means you don't have to remember how to do this huge presentation. It's basically point and play. So each one of these steps are pretty easy to practice again. So Kelly, do you want to do the first part?
Mm. Yeah, so what we do is, and this is how, both Sharon and myself and Kelly and some of the other leaders are doing our parties. So I think it's worth pointing out that we just didn't make this up. This is what's been working for us. So like Sharon said, it's all about being duplicatable. So for the host, so the person who's having the party for you would, to start them off, encourage them to authentically share how excited they are about this technology, and then it's their job to introduce the presenter. That could be you or it could be somebody else. So for them to edify the guest presenter, and that's the person who will be presenting the party.
And the next step is the
Um,
guest presenter. So, you want to thank and edify the host that's has put their hand up and is going to share youth with their friends, and really,
yep.
really give them a really great salute. Really, and you want to really say, you're going to be so thankful that your friend invited you here today. Also tell your personal story, your own personal story with youth, and that could be, you might not even having results yet. You don't have to have had results yet, but you're into natural skincare and you've seen your friends' results or you've seen pictures, whatever is authentically the truth for you. And the also is really important right from the very beginning is to highlight that there will be one-on-one time for the guests for any questions they might have, and that we have a very personalized service. We want to be very, there's no pressure, but at the same time, we want to have very great client support. Cal?
Yeah, and I think that one-on-one time is really crucial to finding out right there at the end where everyone's at. So that's a really, really good. Don't forget to miss that part. So then we're going to introduce the glycans. Okay, while everyone's at the party, they're all interested to hear about these glycans. Now, the Yves Saint Laurent DVD or the video that we've got inside T Connect Global that you can download. I love using this, Sharon. Why? Because it's third-party validation, and that's why we've popped it in there. It really does validate what we are standing in front of these fresh people and sharing with them. So it's just great validation. And then I always like to tell the story. Obviously Yves Saint Laurent have been researching for years about this, the holy grail of skincare breakthroughs, and it happens to be glycans. And then as they went to patent this new technology that they had found, they realized that it wasn't so new, and that Manatech have had the patents on the naturally occurring glycans for nearly 20 years. So I always like to tell that story, and basically that is a great platform for them to launch, and that is basically why we're standing in front of you today, is that Manitech do hold the patents on the naturally occurring glycans, and Yves Saint Laurent, unfortunately for them, have had to include synthetic or synthetic glycans into their products. So that's a real great springboard to then begin to share about our youth product. And I usually do add in there myself, Sharon, I'm not sure whether you do, is that, Yves Saint Laurent have got a whole range of products, and we're not sharing a whole range of products, we're just sharing with you a single product, which is great.
Excellent, Cal. And ladies and gentlemen, this youth video, the youth science video, will give them the real picture. Very short time. I think it's under 5 minutes. It gives them the whole story of
Mm,
youth, and it's really powerful. It does the talking about the product. You don't have to go in depth in science or help them understand skin science or anything. Just let them watch the video. And the next step would
yeah,
be to, encourage and allow this interaction with the youth product itself. So we wanted to be inviting guests to try the youth. And before you do that, we need the host for your party, and you might need to do a bit of coaching. We do before photos. So find a place. Kel might add to this, but find a place that has great lighting and practice. Do it
yes.
particularly around the eye, but they also might guide you to some place, part of their skin that they'd like to make changes with. And while you're doing
Mm,
this, there's some great videos, the time lapse videos. That you can be playing
yep.
in the background. So, it doesn't have to be perfect flow. It's a kind of a fun time. And, the other thing I would lead with is that, gee, I wonder who here today is going to be the one that we see results with. I know, my experience is that,
Yeah,
at least 75 or more percent of people will really tell the difference in
yeah,
how it feels. And then there's another
absolutely.
percentage, that can really see a difference in maybe their fine lines or something like that. What about you, Kel?
Mm. Yeah, and that's been my experience with the parties that I've done myself, that I've been a part of, is that, yeah, like you said, Sharon, almost, around the 75% of the people in the room can, quite often visibly notice the change, within, 20 minutes to half an hour, around that mark. And it's just so exciting to be in that room, and whenever all the little light bulbs go on, and they can see and feel the difference, it's really, really exciting to see people see such quick results.
And it's good to point out here that if anybody feels a bit hesitant about taking their makeup off, there's absolutely no pressure. They can put this right
Mm,
on over. Or sometimes if people feel
yeah.
really hesitant of having anybody touch their face or, having that focused on in a public situation, many people get a lot of success about trialing it on the back of their hand. That's another option to,
Yeah,
really let
yeah,
them guide
yeah.
what they're comfortable with.
And I do think I just want to enforce that, do coach the host to take those before photos. I think it's really important that the presenter, which is probably going to be one of you girls that we're speaking to, that you hold the room, that you're in control, that you're guiding the room, you're speaking to the guests. Encourage the person that's hosting the party to go and do those photos for you, so you're not being distracted and taken away from, you know, and instructing the room. I think
Yes.
that's a crucial part of the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great, and that at that time, that's what I've done in the past as well. You can float around and just be,
Mm,
generally inspiring and supportive to the friends or the
absolutely.
guests that are there. Now, the next point is like
Yep.
showing them or guiding them or opening to the big picture about youth. And for me, that's talking about, me money or people looking for people to partner with youth. And, people might be there just for the youth, but if in a really comfortable and fun environment, they might have some things to think about that where they might need, yeah, I could do that extra 500 or $1,000 a month. That would really impact my
Mm,
family. And so I would just tell my story, how I started out And that's what we'd recommend you do as well. I didn't start, for me personally, all of us that are coaching right now are a little bit different. For me, I started for my wellness. And then it was over time, I realized that what a perfect match Manatech was to give me the
Mm,
freedom of working from home and all the other benefits that we can talk about. So it's really be authentic with
yeah,
your own story. And it doesn't matter if you're
yeah,
only starting to build income, even if the income part is a vision yet, it's a
yes.
really powerful, it's a really important message to be
Mm,
giving.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's brilliant to share your vision for your future that youth and Manatech are going to give you. I think that's great, Sharon.
Yeah, and the Youth Essentials video is great because you can just say
Mm,
you're going to see people on here who've had great results with the products.
yeah.
You can get the culture, you can see some of the family of Manatech, and in particular, you'll
Mm,
really get a real good feel for our M5M program. What a great difference this product
yeah,
is making, and
yeah,
we can talk more about that
yeah,
after. So let the
yeah.
video doing
Yeah,
the
no, I
teaching.
love that video. Yep,
Yeah, just let the
yep.
video do
That's what
the
I was going to
teaching.
say.
But you
Yeah,
also be authentic in what's most passionate for you out of that content.
yes. Yep, absolutely crucial. Definitely. So then obviously we need to encourage the people that you're speaking with about the benefits of hosting their own party, because of course we're looking for, and like Bo Short said on the training the other day, is you're not always going to get two follow-up parties. Sometimes you may not even get one, and that's okay. And obviously as all of our skill levels increase, the chances of us getting two more party bookings from a party are only going to increase as well. So, but share the party benefits. 6 happy friends. I love that saying. 6 happy friends, and you could be getting a 50 to 70% discount off of your youth, depending on obviously which country you're listening from. But that's the slogan that we use in our party: 6 happy friends, and you could be receiving a discount on your youth. And what's better than that? And this little line here was also one of Bo's. So if you're super, you can just simply say to the room, we don't want to sound like we're desperate for parties. So I just loved this, and that's why we stuck that in there. So just say to the room, if you're super quick, I've got some time, I could squeeze in a demo for you this month. I'm pretty sure I've got a couple of days free. Just let me know ASAP if you're wanting to take advantage of getting a discount on your youth. I think that's a brilliant way of closing that 6 happy friends.
And excellent. And the other thing is for me, we came up as a team with that line 6 happy friends because it was the truth. My friends and
It
our
is the truth.
friends,
Yeah.
have been so grateful. They love youth. They
Mm,
love the benefits. If there's someone who's looking for natural skincare, they can't go any further than youth in choosing the best product. So the next step is to explain the payment. So, be really confident about this. This is a great
yep.
section that, just be upfront and factual. And the other thing that's really important, you can see here on the list, there's, obviously the price, and they can open their own client account, just like internet marketing. These days when you go online and or internet shopping rather, you go online and you're going to buy something online, which I try to do most of. Who's got time to run around and
Mm,
shop? And you set
it's not
yourself a
me.
little, yeah, you set yourself up a little back office account, and this is the same kind of thing. You get your own account, and then you're totally in control. There's also a
Yes.
90-day money back guarantee, so this is risk free. Your best trial for youth is in the 3 to 4 month period. Some people get immediate results, some people in 1 month. And I actually did see results in 1 month, but boy, I'm now at
Mm.
6 months. I'm still seeing changes in especially some of the deeper lines. So at that 90
Must be
day,
ready for some new photos, Sharon.
yeah, must be at that 3 to 4 month period, they're really happy with their
Yeah,
product, especially if they're going to
yeah,
be compliant
yeah,
and use it twice a day. That's also the point when their
yeah.
loyalty at the fourth month, their loyalty credits are kicking in. So then they can start to get
Mm,
the benefit of that free gift. Now, the other point that I
mm,
want to make out for
absolutely.
here is that, the reoccurring order is by far the best value for you. It gives you those loyalty credits, and it also supports the M5M program that you just learned about. And I think the
Yep.
other most important thing about that is the fact that friends will want to partner with you in that and get their own youth free as well. So especially if it's like planting seeds, so to speak. Helen?
It is, it is. And I just think, because quite often I know with some of my team, the question arises, Sharon, how do we get people on automatic order? Because that's obviously what our business runs on, is the reoccurring order. And I think this, section here explaining all of that is just crucial to getting people on a reoccurring order. If you explain the 90-day money back guarantee, that basically to take advantage of the 90-day money back guarantee, they need to be on reoccurring order, okay? And of course, you can only take advantage of loyalty credits by being on reoccurring order. So those two things are absolutely crucial for your new clients to seeing the value of being on a reoccurring order. So it's really important, that part.
Yeah, and obviously the other thing about which your host will know is that, people often say, well, there isn't a party gift if we're using a party type way or a gathering type way to share the youth. But the
Yeah,
recurring order, if you amortize that out over 6 months or a year, that's a huge, nobody gets, 50 to 70% off their product ongoing. So that's an
no, that's
amazing
right.
gift. And then in completion,
Yeah,
Kelly,
absolutely.
completing your
Yeah, well,
party.
just to finish off here, um, take the after photos. So there again, the host of the party, get them to take the after photos of the guests and text them personally to the guests. So I always encourage everybody to do that. Text them directly to the guests so they've got that on their phone, so they after they've left. Even the next day, that they can think about that and they can actually see their results for themselves. Now, those photos are for the guests. They're not necessarily to be used without permission for us to use, but and I always just confirm with the guests that that is the case. These are for you. These are not for me. This is for your personal knowledge and for you to reflect back on. And then obviously we need to catch up with, so the presenter needs to catch up with all the guests there today. So that's where the personal consultation comes in. And you can just simply say, look, I'm just going to go and pop myself over here, or you could make your way around the room and catch up with people individually. And in that personal consultation, that's where we're going to find out basically whether they're a 1, 2 or a 3. Are they going to be a client? Okay, are they going to be a sharer or a connector? Okay, somebody that's going to have a party for you, and maybe they could be your next business partner. So that's why that personal consultation is so important to finishing and closing off your party. And you may just simply say to each guest, where do you see yourself starting? How can I help you? Do you have any questions? And just lead from that. And like I said to one of my team yesterday, is that, in that environment, in a party environment, it's highly unlikely that somebody's just going to announce to the world, hey, I'm your next business partner. Okay, so it's very important just to have that one-on-one time with them so that they can just quietly have a chat with you and share perhaps their interest in earning some money for themselves or having a party.
And that's brilliant, Cal. And I think the other quick note I want to put about the after photos is that, or the before and after photos, is that genuinely at 1 month, I didn't think anything was
Mm,
happening. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to
no.
be one of those ones that doesn't see anything. So there was nobody more surprised than me than to compare my photos. So
Mm,
if you didn't have
yeah.
that experience yourself, you don't have, you can use my story or anybody else, but overwhelmingly, people often, it's like watching grass grow. They often don't see the subtle changes. So those before photos are crucial. I'd say
Yeah.
they're anybody starting on youth, it's non-negotiable about at least even if they don't ever show a soul, they have to take lots of them close up and in good lighting.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's for them. It's for themselves so that they can look back and see how far their skin has rejuvenated.
Yeah, and what great benefit they're getting with a fully natural
Yep,
product.
yep, absolutely.
Right, so that'll give you a
Okay, so I
foundation.
think that's our party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing to know, well,
Woohoo.
yeah, we've got these parties and people are saying, yes, what do I do? So
Yeah.
some of the principles, for success
Yep.
for you is to make it light and fun, like really, make it a
Yep.
social event. It's not going to be like many people often say, and I know I've heard Kelly say this, is that, people don't want to go to work and then come home and go to work to something serious. So, they just make it fun.
No. No. Yep. Make it light and fun. So keep it simple, guys. Follow the system. So that's we've set up a system so that you can follow. And guess what? If you follow the system, your team will follow as well. And that's duplication, everyone.
And that's the foundation of your long going success in your business. You want to create people to partner with you
Yeah.
for the same idea. If you keep it looking simple and easy, then they're going to go, gee, I could do this.
Yes.
So, your intention, again, never to
Hmm.
control the outcome, and it's okay if it doesn't happen, but your intention is to book two
Yes.
parties from each party so that this is giving
Yep.
you endless prospective partners and clients. So really we're always focusing, we're doing lots of connecting with them, asking for what their needs are. We're not trying to tell them what we want for them or what we can see from them. We're just helping more and more people get the Six Happy Friends bonus. And some people will, graduate from that program and being a party host and go, gee, I think I'd like to partner with you for this.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that'll be a natural progression as we see this go along, Sharon. I'm really excited about that.
And party building.
So yeah, you go.
Yeah, so placing party hosts in the main team, and we're going to have some visual for that in the next coming slides. But it's really
Mm,
important to
yep.
you really want to get momentum, and that's having people getting support in their main team. So you put to start out with your party hosts in the main team and your customers in the side team. And Cal for leaders.
Yep. Yeah, and obviously, like party building, that's for your party hosts. So they're not necessarily business people, they're just customers looking for their six happy friends. So there's a difference here. So you've got how we're going to show you how to do this party building. How to build for a individual party, and then obviously the bigger picture for leaders. We're going to show you how we would recommend you build for long-term success and stability. And basically the success principle here is build your side team to RD, so regional director, which is 525 points, and then we encourage everybody to alternate one customer or partner or party in each team, alternating as you go. So one in main leg, one in your side leg, one in the main leg, one in the side leg. And you'll be able to see this visually as we go on to the next couple of slides.
Before we show you the placement, it's really important to understand the sponsor and enroller. They're just words, they're just terms. And what they do is they are
Mm.
give us numbers for number one. The enroller is the All-Star Business Associate who's going to own and take responsibility for the training, the client support, and assisting others in their goal achievement. And they also get a small bonus for doing that. So they're going to be doing a lot of work for that, and it's their responsibility. It's also their gift for that. Now, sponsor is the team linking associate. So it's just a number for how we're all connected together in an organization. So you can see here is Sally, who's the host, and she's got three people in two teams. So Sally hosts the party, and she's the enroller for all six people. So she's coming on as a business partner with you. She's the host and also says she's going to partner with you for income. So Sally's the enroller for all six of these new clients. So team one, you can see Sally is the enroller. And for May, her sponsor is Sally. And then if you go down to Joe, Joe's sponsor is May. And then if you go down to Ella,
Yep.
Ella's sponsor is Joe. So that's just the number, the account number of the person next to them in the team. So
Yep.
obviously, there is great benefits and there's also some work. This isn't a get rich quick thing. So the enroller is the one that gets a little bit extra income, but the Six Happy Friends bonus is amazing for a product client.
Mm. I think I'd just like to point out too there also, Sharon, that say if you're going into to do a demonstration or a party and say Sally has not indicated that she wants to be a business partner yet, she just wants her discount, she just wants the six happy friends, then you would be the enroller for that party, not Sally, because she's not taking ownership. She's not ready to fully participate and look after her clients. You'll be looking after those clients, so you are the enroller.
Yeah. And it really is, it's not a lot of money in the short term, but it's just part of
It
the
does add up.
reward system. Yeah, it is really important thing, and it
Mm.
also is something that's an authentic benefit for your host to think of. So say, like Kelly was saying, Sally just wants her 6 happy friends. One of the things you can tell,
Yeah.
well, there's as you're explaining all that, you can, if they ever indicate they'd like extra income, go, oh gee, if you'd like to partner with this, there's is some extra income that's available to you. So again, let them lead with what their needs are, but we're just coaching you in the
Yep.
best way to look after yourself and also your clients and the longevity of your business.
Absolutely.
So here's some choices or some options for the team structure. So basically, we're talking about an associate's had a party and they've either got 6 customers, 4 customers, and 2 hosts, or 2 customers and 2 hosts. And it just gives our recommendations. You can see that there's a main team, that's what M team means, and a secondary team. So, and you can see that in the second choice, the middle choice, you can see the 2 party hosts are in the main team. You're going to keep doing that until and keep building until your smaller team is 525, and then you'll be alternating back and forth. Kel?
Yep, that's right. So if you were going to go in, say, and you were doing a party and they got 6, so the first one there is 6 customers. That's pretty straightforward. We've only got 6 customers. The first scenario there. The second scenario, we've got 2 parties that 2 people have indicated at that party, okay, that they want to have their own party. So we sponsor those guys into the main team. You'll be able to see as we get going why we were doing that, because they are already indicating that they are a sharer, okay? They're a connector. They're prepared to share this information. They're prepared to share youth. So that's why we're putting them in the main team.
Excellent. So now we want to give you a picture. This is kind of as your business is starting to grow. So this is showing you a strong, just a good, strong regional business. That's the first leadership level. So Cal, I'll hand over to you.
Yeah, so look, it's really important that, as you can see, obviously we know that you need to build your side volume to regional, and we highly encourage everybody to get to regional. And obviously with the team leg and everybody building in that team leg, you're going to get there a lot quicker. So focus on getting yourself to regional. Okay, with your parties, with your customers, or a business partner, or all of those, or maybe it just may be customers, and that's okay. So get your side volume to 525 points, okay, and then what we're encouraging everybody to do is then place 1-for-1, one person in the main team, one person in your side volume or in your side team. So this, like I said, this can be customers, this can be a party, or it could be business partners. But it's really important that everybody, to make this work, we need to be signing up associates, okay, and all activity needs to go to the bottom of each leg. Sharon.
Yeah, and I think you'll see here that you might see that one team is slightly outbalanced to the other, and that's what we're coaching on in building, and it's actually showing globally to be the most successful system. And we agree. It's my
Yes.
personal experience as well, because you can see people in the main team are getting that little bit of leg up because everybody's working together to support that main team. And the Manatech
Yeah.
payment plan, the compensation structure supports a 65-35%, sort of a 2/3,
Yes.
1/3 split. So what you want to
Yep.
do is get that main team big and growing and healthy and successful and duplicating, and then you'll start doing the same thing in your second team with that side team, then becomes your main focus and will helping you, big picture, when you get to a certain volume, you'll be going to a third team as well. So really what you're doing is, and this is something that you need to teach and drill down into your team members as well. So you can see in the main
Mhm.
team, there's 2 business partners there, and they'll be putting their new people at the very bottom of the main team. So, and it
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
is a dynamic thing when you see this happening in your business, and if you keep in regular
Yeah.
action and support this is what will happen.
Mm. And I think it's really important too that to make this work, and obviously, we've got the world's best granny there. So say that's say that's somebody in my team, okay? But it's worth noting and pointing out that there are leaders above the world's best granny as well, and they are also going to be building in the main team. Okay, so a lot of volume will be going into that main team quite quickly. So I'm very excited about the way this is all structured because, for the first time ever, I'm really, really confident that we can get people over and tip them over into that regional level very, very quickly, Sharon. But it's really important that everybody plays fairly, that everyone's a team player, and everybody supports the main team, of course.
Yeah, and even if you've got a significantly large main team already happening, you
Yep,
want to be still
still
supporting
need
back
to
and forth on
support.
that main
Yeah,
team and going back and forth. So,
yeah,
and the other
yeah.
thing, just a quick tip on the sponsor number. If for I, what I did when I started was I used a paper system and I just wrote down my team and I always knew. I also encourage people to send their new person that they're registering the account number to their leaders upwards so they know who the next person is at the
Yes.
bottom of the team and can welcome them either by whatever is appropriately, sometimes an email or at a local meeting, or sometimes it's just over time, that person's part of your team and
Mm.
everybody's joining together to support that person. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
And even over this last week, Sharon, like even my personal team, like we've found that as everybody is enrolling people, quite quickly, it's hard to almost keep up with, who the last one, the one at
yeah,
the bottom at where all the activity needs to go. And so it's so important to be in contact with your leaders, but also to be subscribe to Success Tracker as well and keep an eye on that tree diagram as well. And it's worth pointing out that Success Tracker is free for anybody that's not yet a regional director. So highly encourage everybody to get onto that if you haven't already, and keep an eye on your tree diagram so you know too where to place your new people
absolutely.
to
And
benefit the team.
yeah, and
Yep.
if you've lost track or you can't get a hold of your coach or sponsor and Success Tracker is not an option for you, just give customer service a call. That's what they're there for. And the other thing is customer service might,
Absolutely.
are a little bit more up to date time wise if a lot is happening in one day, which is happening in some teams.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
it for
that's right.
the
Yep.
party placement training, the team building placement using youth parties. We just like to complete,
Mm,
this is all great. We all have our own goals. We all have our own reasons, what's in our heart, why we partner with Manatech and but the bottom line is the kids, they all say thank you. And I really encourage you to connect with the M5M videos and really get in your heart what a big, huge difference this is going. And, Kelly, myself, and Diana, we welcome you all. And we acknowledge you all, we edify you all. And,
yep.
together
Yep.
we're going to be saving and helping
Yep.
lots and lots of kids.
Yeah, and I believe with this party system and the way we're structuring our businesses that we can really, really help a lot of families financially as well, which is just amazing.
So, Kel and everybody, happy youth
Yay!
event building and team building, and we'll
Yep,
talk to you in
yep.
Team Connect. Thanks, everyone.